So we continue from the story of Lord Brahma, who steals away the calves and the friends of Lord Krishna. So he's wondering, who's how Krishna can kill Aghasur, and everybody is dancing, everybody is celebrating. Lord Brahma could not believe it. He actually went into illusion. In fact, Maya influenced him, and then he thought, how can Krishna do this? Such a small boy, he's just enjoying with his friends. He's, celebrating. He looks to be a small child. And Lord Brahma, what he did? First, he stole away the calves. And after that, when Lord Krishna, the children saw that there were no calves, Lord Krishna told, don't worry, you eat, I'll search for the calves. And he goes for searching the calves. And then Lord Krishna takes away the children also, the boys, the friends. And then Lord Brahma, so when Lord Krishna expands himself into all the calves and the Gopals, the covered boys, and exactly the same features. So here, one thing I want to share. So this Leela is such a wonderful Leela. It encompasses so many things in one Leela itself. Lord Krishna is pleasing the gopis and the mother cows, and he himself is coming as a children. And so I was just looking at so many Leelas of Lord Krishna, at what age they happened. So I was just taking looking that. So I'll just list down. I'll just share with you what are the so many Leelas that happened. Just So Lord Krishna, when at what Leelas have happened? So first is when he was 6 days old, he killed Putna. He liberated Putna. Then when after 3 months, Chakatasura who was a cart demon, he was killed. And that also with his tiny legs. Then Trinavat, he was killed by Lord Krishna when Lord Krishna was just 1 year old. And then in the same 1 year, between 1 year and 2 years, Lord Krishna showed Mother Yashoda the universe. So this universe, when Lord Krishna is showing to Mother Yashoda in his mouth, he's showing for the first one time. And that is one story of Markandeya Rishi. Markandeya Rishi is one who was blessed to see the illusion of Lord Krishna. So he stayed on the earth for. So there are many devotees who are given the boon that they will always be there in the universe, like Hanuman. They will always be there. They are eternal. Same way with Markandeya Rishi was given a boon to continue for 2 yugas. So one cycle of yuga, you could say. So he was witness to the devastation. So he showed, so Lord Krishna through his illusory energy shows devastation. And then in one of the, then Lord Markandeya Rishi sees one small child who is sleeping on a leaf. So he's sleeping on a leaf, and he's just swallowing the universe inside him. So, and he's eating his thumb, this thing, toe thumb also. So that's where if you see a picture of Lord Krishna on a leaf, so that is not of Krishna Lila. That is not part of Krishna Lila. That is during the devastation when Lord Krishna is actually lying on a leaf, and just when devastation. And then Markandeya Rishi also enters inside him, and then Lord Krishna puts him out also. Then Markandeya Rishi sees the whole universe within Lord Krishna at that time. So Lord Krishna is showing this the universe 2 times. One is to Mother Yashoda, and second he shows also to Markandeya Rishi when he swallows him. So then Damodar Leela it happens when Lord Krishna was 3 years old, and then at the time he liberated the sons of Kuber, the Nala Kuber and Hayagita, this thing. Yeah. Nanagriva, I think. Just now I forgot. So he does that Damodar Leela when he was 3 years old. Then between again up to 3 years old, he also killed Vatsasura, Bakasura, and Vyomasura. So he's doing all these Leela at such a small age. And this only proves that, that Lord Krishna is the supreme. So nobody, you have never seen any, Devta, any god doing such Leelas in such a small age. Brahma, Vimona, so this Brahmaji stole this coward. So what we are reading, the coward boys and calves. That again, Lord Krishna was just little more than 3 years old, and he expands himself. So Lord Krishna is expanding himself as the coward boys and calves. So Lord Krishna does this where in what situations he is doing this. In this Leela he does that. Second, when he marries 16,100 wives, he has 16,100 wives. He expands himself at that time. Then when he does a Ras Leela, again he expands himself to do Ras Leela, to dance with the gopis. So he's expanding, and when he's playing with his friends, at that time also Lord Krishna shows that he's with each and everybody. Everybody feels, he's with me only. Lord Krishna is playing with me. So Lord Krishna does this expansion. No other avatar of Vishnu has actually shown this expansion. So Lord Krishna is actually avatari. He is not an avatar. So in fact, Lord Vishnu comes from Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna is the original. He is the Bhagwan Swayam. So Lord Brahma also tells this. So Kaliya Daman. So Kaliya Daman when is happening when Lord Krishna was just 4 years and 10 months old. So little less than 5 years. Denuka was killed when Lord Krishna was little more than 6 years old. And then Govardhan Leela, when Lord Krishna left the Govardhan, he is just 7 years, 2 months and 7 days. So he is just 7 years, little more than 7 years. Ras Leela he does at the age of 8 years and 1.5 months, so little more than 8 years. So he's a child when he does Ras Leela. So the Ras Leela is an innocent this thing. It's not like our material thoughts, the way we think. It's totally on innocence. It's not at all lust and everything, but this thing. Kamsa is killed by Lord Krishna when Lord Krishna is 11 years, 6 months old. So, and then Lord Krishna shows Vishwarupa. So Vishwarupa, we see Lord Krishna has shown Vishwarup 2 times. Once to Arjuna at the war, and second also when he comes to Hastinapur, and he shows it to Duryodhan. So 2 times Lord Krishna has shown that Vishwarup. So everything is residing in him. And these are all actually very, very strong evidences to show that Lord Krishna is the supreme. What more evidence do we need? Nobody can show anyone else who has done so many Leelas and so powerful. So these are all so important. So that's why we should always believe Lord Krishna is the supreme, and we should always worship Lord Krishna. And by requesting Radharani, that's what the Vaishnavas teach about. Okay, so now, so we'll continue. So here everything was taken away by Lord Brahma, and then Lord Brahma is, and then Krishna he expands himself. So here also we thought that there were three kinds of expansion, not just so there were 3 sets of coward boys and calves. So one was illusory coward boy. So basically, first was the original ones, original associates. Second one was illusory. Illusory was the one which Brahma actually took away, and then the third one was Lord Krishna's expansion, who were as the Gopas and calves. And then he took himself, so he's accompanied by his own expansion. He enters the village and he pleases. So this is what we read last time, and then we'll see further. So then everybody is taking care of Lord Krishna amazingly. So we have completed that chapter at the time. So now we continue from this. The mystery revealed. One day the cows were up on Govardhan Hill grazing as usual under the care of elderly Gopas. Suddenly the cows spotted the calves down at the foothills, not very far away. These mothers felt an overwhelming love for the calves. They forgot everything else, including their caretakers. Milk started flowing from their udders, and they ran quickly towards the little ones, with their heads held high and their tails wagging. So they are just running towards their calves. So they got so much attached to them because they were Lord Krishna. It was as if they had only one pair of legs as they rushed to with their calves and give them all their love. During this year, these calves had given birth to new calves. These cows had given birth to new calves. But they were so eager to milk to the older calves who were actually Krishna's expansion. So see, these cows, they have calves who was the expansion of Lord Krishna. Second is the new calves which have been born. But their love was only towards the old calves, because they were Lord Krishna. And even though these older calves had stopped drinking their mother's milk, these cows were eagerly feeding them and lovingly licked their bodies. It seemed like they wanted to hug them tightly and never let go. Seeing the cows behave this way, the coward men chased after them, even though it was quite a challenging journey on the rough path. So their coward men are running behind, why these cows are behaving in this manner. But when they reached downhill, they saw their own little sons and embraced them, overwhelmed with fatherly affection. So they also saw their own children, the old Gopas, and they also started loving them because they were Lord Krishna's. It was only with great reluctance that they returned to the forest with loving tears. So they all are falling in deep love. So here everybody loves Lord Krishna, and they are not realizing that these are. They were thinking these were the expenses of Lord Krishna, but there was something which was attaching them more because of that love. Lord Balaram saw this incredible scene and wondered, what is this mystery? The affection of all these elder Gopas towards these boys and the calves is increasing as never before, just like like our affection for Krishna himself. So here is a clear comparison. So Balram, he is noticing this because Balram was not present at that time, and so this he's noticing these cows, the elderly Gopas and the cows. They are loving their children as if we love our Krishna. So this is what the love of Krishna is so important. And uh, what kind of magical power is at play here? Could it be the enchanting work of my dear brother and Master Krishna? Otherwise, who else can bewilder me? So he's doubting now, and he's doubting on Lord Krishna. Finally, Lord Brahma asked Krishna, Krishna, these boys aren't devtas or sages. It's clear to me now that you have expanded yourself into many calves and boys. Can you please explain why you did this? So now Balaram is questioning Krishna directly. He understood what has happened. Hearing Balaram's question, Krishna explained everything. Finally, Balaram could understand that it was Krishna who took the forms of all the boys and the calves. Though he had witnessed the situation for 1 year, however, the other Gopas and Gopis remained unaware of this reality. They never understood this fact. This mystical occurrence was made possible by the influence of Yogamaya, which is Krishna's divine power that enables his extraordinary pastimes to unfold. So Yogamaya helped him, and Lord Krishna expanded. So here we also heard that Garg Muni during this period, because this lasted for 1 year. This Leela lasted for 1 year, and during this period, Garga Muni got all the Gopas married to the Gopis. He told this is the best time to marry, there's the best Muhurat, so you get married. So ultimately what happened, Lord Krishna only is getting married to the Gopis indirectly. So the Lord reveals his plans and intentions to his devotees when the right time comes. Meanwhile, Lord Brahma returned to Vrindavan to see. So now Lord Brahma has just gone there and he's returning back, in 1 second he's returning back. So for him, it's a 1 second, but for the earth, 1 year has passed away. So meanwhile, Lord Brahma returned to Vrindavan to see the outcome of his act of stealing the boys and calves. Although 1 year had passed on earth, in Brahma's abode, it was only a moment. So this Leela, there is one more story on Balram and Rohini Mata's, Revati Mata's marriage. So Revati's Mata's father actually went to Lord Brahma to seek a suitable husband for her daughter. So that happened somewhere in Satyuga. He went there, and at that time, Revati's height was very tall. She was very tall. She maybe say 15 feet kind of tall. And then Lord Brahma told, okay, you wait, I'm just coming in a minute. So Lord Brahma goes and he comes back in a minute. By the time the yugas have changed, and he says, I'm coming in sometime. So by the time yugas change, and from Satyug, Treta, Dwapari Yuga had come. And by that time, all the heights of all people were less. So Lord Brahma told, you can marry Balram. Balram is the right suitable candidate for you. So, but now what had happened, Balram's height was, say, 6 feet. And Revati Mata's height was 15 feet. So it was like this, sir utha ke, like Balram had to talk to Revati Mata like this by putting his head up, and it was creating a problem. So what he did with his plow, he brought the height of Revati Mata to the normal size. So when for Brahma, 1 second, 1 minute, 1 day, it's many days which goes away from, which pass away at the earth. So here also in 1 moment, he said he came to see after 1 moment, and 1 year had passed. So to this astonishment, Brahma saw that all the boys and calves were playing with Krishna and Balram as usual. So he's seeing, all the boys are there. Then he goes to his place to see whom I have stolen, where are they? So he saw everybody is there also. So he's seeing everybody is there, everybody is here. So what is happening? So Brahma wondered. So he has 4 heads. All 4 heads had gone, just thinking, and he couldn't think what was happening. Brahma wondered, all these boys and calves are sleeping under the spell of my mystic potency. But now I see an identical number of boys and calves still joyfully playing with Krishna. Who are they? Where did they come from? I can't understand all of this. Also, Brahma wanted to trick Krishna. He himself got confused. Like how we can't see snow in the dark or a tiny light in a broad daylight. So, whoever tries to play trick with Krishna, he'll be, Lord Krishna will just fix him properly. So, here Brahma has been a victim of his own trick. When a less powerful person tries to play tricks against someone great, it often backfires. So, it is backfiring to Lord Brahma. Adding to his astonishment and embarrassment, Brahma has seen something more spectacular. It was a divine display of Krishna's power that brought palpitations in Brahma's body and tears in his eyes. If you wish to know what Brahma had seen, read the next chapter. A lesson on hiding secrets. So here we see Brahma is how he will seek forgiveness. So he is now palpitations. He's just his heart is just beating very hard. He's not able to believe and he's crying. Now he realizes his mistake, that it's Lord Krishna whom he has tried to test. Such a big mistake he has done. Also, Balram is the elder brother. So, lesson on hiding secrets. Although Balram is the elder brother of Lord Krishna and is very close to him, still Krishna did not reveal to Balram and Brahma that Brahma had stolen the calves and the boys. This is because Krishna was concerned that Balram would miss his dear friends. Moreover, the elder gopis, Gopas, and the cows never came to know that it was Krishna who accepted their parental love in the form of their children. Therefore, even when Krishna sometimes hides some secrets from his devotees or puts them into confusion, it is for their own benefit. So here, Lord Krishna has not shared, he's kept this thing very, very confidential. He did not inform Balram, so he did not share the secret because Balram would be. So he does it in the interest of the whole of that person. So he's hiding that thing. So here Brahma is also confused, but Lord Krishna has done for his benefit, Lord Brahma's benefit. So the best policy is to trust Krishna's decision and be always devoted unto him without doubting his intentions. So one thing, when I used to listen to the lectures from ISKCON, gurus or devotees, so one thing they always say, when you worship devtas, so you ask for something, they will give you that, the gift, whatever you desire. But they will not question whether it is right or wrong. So if you say, I want to become millionaire by gambling, so maybe that may be given, but Lord Krishna is not like that. So Bhagwan, Lord Krishna, Vishnu, Ram, they are Bhagwan. They will give you only what is right for you. They will think, then they will give you what is the best thing. So always when you worship Lord, we should say, you give me what is the best thing for me. So that's the difference between worshipping Devi Devtas, who will give you your material desires, and they will give you fast also. The results will be quite fast. But when Lord Krishna gives, he'll take time, but he'll give you the best thing. And he'll give you at the right time. So we should always trust that. So we had heard the story of Shabri Mata. She waited for 1,000 years for Lord Ram to come. And she believed in his Guru. And that's where we should also believe in God. Okay. We'll read this. A repentant heart. As Brahma stood in front of little Krishna and his friends and calves, something amazing happened. All these little boys and calves were transformed into countless forms of Lord Vishnu. So Lord Brahma is standing and everybody, the boys, the calves, they are transformed into Vishnu. They had bluish bodies, wore yellow clothes, and had a conch shell, disc, mace, and a lotus in their forehands. They wore dazzling crowns, earrings, garlands, bracelets, anklets, belts, and a precious gem called Kastuba. As auspicious Sri Vatsa mark was also adorned that chest. So they all were Vishnu. So here, you can see Lord Krishna is showing Vishnu Roop. So as I told earlier, so it is Lord Krishna who shows Vishwaroop. We have never seen Vishnu showing multiple roops or Vishwaroop showing all avatars together. But Lord Krishna shows all the avatars together as Vishwaroop 2 times, not once, 2 times. And again, this is actually a 3rd time also. He's showing so many Vishnus together by expanding himself. They all appear beautiful, being worshipped and praised by several devotees and all sorts of living beings in their respective capacities. They were dancing and singing in joy. The Vishnus had big, warm smiles like the full moon, and their kind gazes were as bright as the rising sun. They had the power to fulfill the wishes of their devotees. So everybody's, they are so powerful. Brahma was stunned at this unbelievable sight. His senses were jolted by astonishment. He became silent like a doll before a temple deity. So here, Lord Brahma is feeling very, very embarrassed. He's really jolted. Jolted is a very strong word. His senses are just jolted by astonishment. He couldn't believe, he's just quiet. What has he done? So all Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna has shown him so many Lord Vishnu there. All the boys and the calves were converted into Lord Vishnu. Brahma then realized the greatness and sweetness of Vrindavan. Filled with divine wonders, he quickly got off his fan carrier and fell to the ground like a golden stick. He bowed down to Krishna, touching his four crowns to Krishna's lotus feet. So he has four crowns, he has four heads. So because of that, he has four crowns, all the four crowns touching to Lord Krishna's feet, and tears from his 8 eyes. So he's having 8 eyes, and aura bathing those feet of Lord Krishna. With great humility, Brahma rose and fell repeatedly. He's standing, he's falling again and again, remembering Krishna's immense greatness. He began to offer prayers to Krishna. So his words faltered with emotion. So now he's accepting mistake and he's genuinely showing that regret. Usually the Devatas do not touch the ground. So what is the difference between Devatas when they come on the earth? They will not touch the ground. They'll always be in the air. So that's a difference. But here he's touching the ground. However, Brahma, filled with humility, fell flat on the ground, abandoning his exalted identity as the chief Devata. When he was proud of his celestial status, he could not recognize Krishna's greatness. But when he humbled himself, he realized Krishna's profound sweetness and greatness, as well as enchanting beauty of Vrindavan. Out of pride, one thinks oneself independent of the Lord. In humility, one realizes one's utter dependence on the Lord. See, our humility is so important. Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna just wants us to do small, very less deeds, good deeds or worship to him. He'll be very happy. He just wants small things, So today, if you're working, if you're doing a job or you're into studies, so everybody is expecting you to do more and more things. They expect you to deliver more. And after so much of hard work also, people will tell you, "Hey, what work you have done? You have done nothing." So in the corporate world, you have something called appraisal system. So you are reviewed for your performance every year. So when they review, when you would have done so much of hard work during the year, you will write so many pages, I did so many. Say, it's normal, this is your normal work, nothing great you have done. So you will be rewarded, your boss will say, that's nothing, you've not done anything great, no extraordinary work. So they will not recognize. But Lord Krishna, you do small thing, just one little thing. Say Ajamil, he just chanted Narayan. He's liberated. Gajendra just remembered Lord Krishna and he's, worshipping in mind and taking a lotus flower and giving it to Lord. So Lord is so happy with the small things and he saves them, he liberates everybody. So Lord is just waiting for a small thing, we don't know that, people don't realize, by just doing a small thing with humility, with kindness, then Lord will really be happy with us. That's the ultimate thing which we are supposed to do. So, but in what happens, we have a lot of pride, we don't go to temples. I've seen people who go to temples, they just pass from the, say, they see the deities, they even don't see the deities, they just pass by. Sometimes they'll see and pass by. Very few people will stand, do dandvat or bow down or pray there. But I've seen many people, if there's a lot of crowd, they just keep on moving as if, they've just visit ho gaya, mandir ka ho gaya, that's it. That's not the way. People should stand and offer prayers. So Brahma now began to offer prayers seeking forgiveness. He said, "O Lord, only those with pure devotion can understand your greatness. Arrogant and proud people cannot understand you. Please forgive my audacity in stealing away your dear friends and calves. You are the source of the universe, and you recently revealed to your mother Yashoda the entire cosmos within your tiny mouth. Countless universes emanate from your form as Lord Narayan, and within one of these universes, I serve as Brahma." So there are many Brahmas. So there's a story now where Lord Brahma comes to meet Lord Krishna in Dwarka. He comes to meet there. So there's a gatekeepers. So he tells the gatekeepers, tell Lord Krishna that Lord Brahma has come to see you. So the gatekeepers go and tell Lord Krishna, Lord Brahma has come. So then he tells you ask him, which Brahma are you? So then the gatekeepers go and ask him, which Brahma is, I am this earth, I take care of this earth. So then they go and then he's wondering, which Brahma means, how many Brahmas are there? So then Krishna tells him to send Brahma inside, and Brahma goes inside, and then first thing he asks, Lord, how many Brahmas are there? Why did you ask such a question that, which Brahma has come? That there are many universes and there are many Brahmas. So there's Chaumukhi Brahma, there's Brahmas with 8 faces. So there are multiple Brahmas. So you are managing one of the smallest of the universe. There are many big universes managed by big Brahmas. So that's where his pride also falls. So however, my pride is, Creator made me forget that you are the ultimate creator, and I am merely your humble servant. Please kindly forgive me for my foolishness. Brahma continued, the entire universe resides within your belly, and I reside within that universe. So I explained earlier also, Lord Krishna shows universe once to Mother Yashoda, again when he shows to Markandeya Rishi, not during Krishna Lila. It is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, 12th canto, when Markandeya Rishi requests Lord Vishnu to see his illusory energy. At that time, Lord Krishna shows how the whole universe is devastated. Everything is swallowed. Everything goes inside Lord Krishna's mouth, and he takes Markandeya Rishi inside, and he shows the whole universe inside his mouth, inside his belly, and then he throws it back. So that in that Leela, Lord Krishna is on a leaf, and he's lying as a small child with toe thumb inside his mouth. He's tasting his own this thing. Why people want to touch my, want to have the dust off my lotus feet. So he's just enjoying that way. I reside within this human. So if I consider you as my divine mother, and I am your child. So Lord Brahma is born from Lord Vishnu. So he's saying, you're my divine mother. Please forgive my mistake. Just as a mother doesn't get upset when her baby kicks from inside her womb. Brahma then expressed his heart's desire, saying, my dear Lord Krishna, how fortunate are the cows and gopis of Vrindavan, whose milk you happily drank in the forms of their children. All the cowards are infinitely blessed. So this is a thing which Lord gave them. So he actually drank milk from the gopis and the cows. They are so fortunate. My greatest wish is to be born in the forest of Gokul and have my head bathed with the dust from your lotus feet. You have already given so much mercy to those like Putana and Agasur for their unintentional service. What more is left for you to give to the Vrajvasis, whose homes, friends, relatives, bodies, children, and lives are fully dedicated only to you? See, this is the highest level of the devotees of Vrindavan are at the highest level of devotion, highest level of bhakti. So, and gopis are the topmost, Radharani further topmost, and the other Rajvasis also, they are at the top. If somebody says top 3, 4, everything is from Vrindavan, the Rajvasis, because they have spontaneous love. So I had explained, what is spontaneous love. Spontaneous love is, suppose so suppose you get a gift, you get some gift for your, somebody gives you something, some very nice thing. So first thing is you want to give it to somebody who is very close to you. The first person whom you think, that is spontaneous. Suppose there's a mother who gets a gift. So first thing she thinks is, I will give this to my son. I will give to my child, to a son or daughter. So for her spontaneous love is that person. So so somebody like generally you'll see, wives, they have, I'll give it to my sister, or I'll give it to my mother, my parents. So the first person whom you think whenever you want to do nice things or you want to give a gift is where you have spontaneous love. But for the gopis, the Vrajvasis, that spontaneous love was only Krishna. So whatever they had, they said, I will do for Krishna. I will give this for Krishna. So when our love turns that way, when we start thinking only for Lord Krishna, whatever we get, we'll give only to Lord Krishna. We'll not think about anybody else. Then we'll be moving to that direction. So that spontaneous love we have to generate within ourselves. So that will come with a lot of bhakti, a lot of chanting, and listening to kathas. So that will create a lot of love for Lord Krishna. Once we create that love, so see why this happens. We love somebody, that's why we have that spontaneous love for that person. If we don't think about Lord Krishna, that means actually we don't love Krishna that much. We love somebody else. First, my first love is somebody else. But once Lord Krishna becomes my first love, then I will always think about doing everything for Lord Krishna. So if I have to buy something, I'll buy everything for Lord Krishna, thinking that, this is the thing I'll offer to Lord Krishna. This food I'll make for Lord Krishna. This dress I want to give to Lord Krishna. So that's where that love gets generated. Brahma then circumambulated Krishna 3 times and bowed at his feet and departed. Krishna then returned to the Gopas, who were still at the same spot where they had been a year ago, taking their meals. So 1 year has passed away. So the Gopas, they have come to the same spot and they are just eating their meals. So 1 year back, what was happening? That story is as if continuing. The Gopas saw Krishna and explained, Krishna, you have come so quickly. We haven't eaten anything in your absence. Please join us for lunch. So they are thinking Lord Krishna has just gone to take the calves and he has just come and they are asking him to join for lunch. So here there is one more story of Lord Brahma. So Lord Brahma, when he seeks forgiveness, he's saying, give me something in Vrindavan. So Lord Krishna says, no, I can't give you anything now in Vrindavan as this thing for seva. But I will give you a better seva. So when I will come as myself as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when Lord Krishna comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there's a role which Lord Brahma plays, which is very, very important, which is called as Namacharya Haridas Thakur. So he's born into a Muslim family and he becomes devotee of the Lord and he does 3 lakh names chanting per day. So that's why he's called Namacharya Haridas Thakur. So the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches through him that chanting names is the most important thing. So we do 16 rounds as per ISKCON, but the Vaishnav Gaudiya Math, they recommend doing 64 rounds, but it is very difficult. That's why Prabhupada has given an option saying that, okay, you at least do 16 rounds in this Kali Yuga. But if possible, try to increase your chanting beyond 16. So that's what Namacharya Haridas Thakur teaches us. And Lord Brahma appeared as Namacharya Haridas Thakur in that role. And his story is that we'll someday listen about Namacharya Haridas Thakur, his devotion and how he was beaten on the streets and still he continued chanting and nothing happened to him. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally did build a samadhi, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to love Haridas Thakur very much. Krishna happily joined his friend for lunch and later returned to the village in the evening. So they were eating lunch and then they came back. The young boys then told their elders about how Krishna had saved them by defeating a great serpent named Aghasura. So now after 1 year, these Gopals, these boys are telling to their parents, how Krishna has saved Lord Krishna saved them from Aghasur. But Aghasur incident happened 1 year before, little before that. And at that time only Lord Brahma had done this Lila. So they are now telling after 1 year to their parents. In this way, the Gopas spent their childhood in Vrindavan, playing hide and seek, building play bridges, jumping like monkeys, and so on. As Krishna and Balaram grew older, reaching their Pauganda age, 6 years to 10 years, the elder Gopas entrusted them with the responsibility of tending to the cows, just like the other boys of their age. So now they got promotion. So previously they were tending the calves. Now they can tend the cows. When the boys started taking care of the cows in the forest, they encountered more demons. Who were they and how did Krishna protect them? The Gopas and the cows from them to find out. So we'll read the next chapter in the next session. So right now, I'll continue with the Bhagavatam Tales, book 2, which I'm going to finish today. There's just 2 chapters left there. So we'll do that. And then in this Bhagavatam Tales 4, there's only 1 chapter left. And Bhagavatam Tales 3, which I have to do, is very beautiful. That has the Bhakt Prahlad story, then Samudra Manthan, then Gajendra Moksha, and then a lot of small stories of sages. So we'll continue to do Bhagavatam Tales till we complete that book. And the 4th, which is 1 chapter left from the Krishna story. So Gaurang Darshan Das Prabhuji will come with Bhagavatam Tales 5, which will continue with Kali and Nag story, then Govardhan Lila. There'll be multiple Lilas which will come in his book 5, which is yet not released. So we'll do at that stage once that book comes. So till that I will continue with the book Bhagavatam Tales 3. So 1 and 2 will come. 1 we have completed. 2nd I'm completing today. I'll start with that. So in our last session from the Bhagavatam Tales 2, we had seen how Vritrasura, uh, he was a bigger devotee than Lord Indra, and how he killed, made Indra, embarrassed, and he had to go for atonement for killing a Brahman. And then this happened. So then I'll just go to the next chapter. So then in that chapter, we had seen how Vritrasura had swallowed Indra, then Indra came out of that. And Vritrasura, before that only, he left his body and went to Vaikuntha. And then after that, we heard the story of Chitraketu also. Chitraketu, he did not have a son. He kept on marrying. So he married 10 million wives, but still he did not get a son. So then one sage Angira came and he requested him for a son. Then Sage Angira gave him some prasad, and then after that they got a son. But Sage Angira told them, "The son will give you happiness and sadness." Then he told, okay, he thought that the son will not treat him well. But what happened? His other wives killed the son, because Chitraketu's love for his first wife increased, and he was ignoring his other wives. And then in that story, we heard very beautiful speaking of Sage Angira. He gives the knowledge, that there is no relation which is permanent. Then also the boy, they made that boy to become alive, and then he told something. So that his story is also very beautiful. So he said, so this child, what he says, I'll just read that once again, because that is very good. The boy spoke, "O great sage, O great sage, in which birth were these persons my parents? I have been wandering in these bodies of devtas, animals, and human beings. In many lifetimes, I had many parents from different species. In different births, people became our friends, relatives, enemies, well-wishers, and so on. All these relationships are valid only when one is within a body. But one is permanently related. But no one is permanently related." Saying this, the boy left. And this was such a beautiful lesson he gives to his parents. Everybody was struck with wonder. So we'll continue with Chitraketu's story. So after that, subsequently, Chitraketu also went to Vaikuntha, because sage Angira gave him the knowledge, teaching of, they gave a mantra by which he could took shelter, of Lord Shankarsen, and he went to Vaikuntha. Then when he was living there, so once there's an incident which happens, where Chitraketu is just traveling in his airplane along, surrounded by many women, and they were singing about Lord Vishnu's devotion. And then when he was passing from there, he saw Lord Shiva, who was giving the knowledge of Bhagavatam. So when he was giving this knowledge of Bhagavatam, but to the sages, at the time, Lord Shiva was, Mother Parvati was sitting on the lap of Lord Shiva. But there was no this thing. So that Chitraketu goes there and he says, Lord Shiva is everyone's guru and he's a speaker of Dharma. And he's publicly sitting with his wife on his lap. It's as if a shameless thing which he's doing, because every ordinary people will embarrass, they will copy this way this thing if he does that. So he was actually saying from that point of view that if great people do such things, the materialistic people, they not understand that Lord Shiva is totally spiritual. He's a very enlightened soul. He's not making sit. He's just his wife is sitting there. It's not for any purpose. But people will not understand. So people should not misunderstand. So that's the reason he told Lord Shiva about this. He did not mean to insult Lord Shiva. But what happened? All the sages, Lord Shiva also did not say anything to Chitraketu. The sages they also did not say anything to Chitraketu. But Mother Parvati became very angry. She became very angry on Chitraketu, and then she angrily spoke with him. Has this upstart been appointed as a punisher of shameless persons like us? He's saying, he's appointed for our punishing us award? Who has given this authority? So it seems Brahma, Narad, Manu, and Kapil have forgotten Dharma, as they did not stop Lord Shiva. Shiva's so-called improper behavior. So there were so many sages sitting there, Lord Brahma and Shiva, so many people are there, but nobody stopped this. This person is behaving this, so boldly, is insulting Shiva, and he's thinking himself to be a great devotee. Immediately she cursed him to become a demon. So Chitraketu became a demon, and he became Vritrasura in his next birth. So immediately he did not counter argue with Mother Parvati. He accepted that curse and with humility and said, "No problem, Mother, I'll go. in some time I'll leave this heaven and I'll go become a demon in this thing. So, and he left away. And he sought forgiveness. Immediately he sought forgiveness from Mother Parvati and he left. Then Shiva is telling to Mother Parvati, Mother Parvati, you angrily cursed Chitraketu, but he didn't become angry or curse you in return. Instead, he was composed and respectfully addressed you as a mother. That means your curse didn't have any effect on him. Such devotees never fear any condition of life. For them, heaven, hell, or liberation are all the same. They are interested only in the service of Lord Narayan. Both Chitraketu and I are very dear to Lord Shankarsana. Sometimes he jokes with me, and sometimes I joke with him. Hearing Lord Shiva's words, Parvati felt ashamed for cursing Chitraketu. So Lord Shiva did not feel bad, and he explained to the thing. But this is all happening because Chitraketu also accepted, because it would have been for God's will. This curses would be a blessing. He treated that as a blessing. And this happiness, and he told Mother Parvati also, happiness and distress are results of one's own deeds. And because of the Parvati's curse, Chitraketu became Vritasur and great demon. And then the story of Chitraketu, Vritasur and Indra, we heard earlier. And here one more thing is said, why Lord Vishnu allowed this curse on Chitraketu is that because Lord Vishnu wanted Chitraketu to come to Vaikuntha fast. Only after he'll be killed by Vritasur, he'll come to him as this thing. So he inspired Mother Parvati to curse Chitraketu. So this is on Chitraketu's story. Then there is one more last chapter in Bhagavatam Tales 2 is one of Diti and Indra. So Diti, who is the mother of demons, she was very angry with Indra, because of his two sons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, were killed by Lord Vara and Lord Narasimha because Indra had requested, because Indra, they were favoring Indra, they wanted Indra to become the king of the heavens back. And she was very angry. Then she thought, I will pray, I will do something, I'll get a son who will kill Lord Indra. So then she goes to his husband, Kashyap Muni, and Kashyap Muni, she requests Kashyap Muni that I want so she pleases him. First thing is that she started pleasing him. So that Kashyap Muni becomes happy, and then he gives her a boon. So at that time, so same thing actually Maharaj Dasharatha, Kekeyi also did with Maharaj Dasharatha. So Kekeyi also did lot of service to Maharaj Dasharatha, and she took a boon, So he told, okay, you take these two boons and you ask me whenever you want. So Kekeyi is told, right now I don't want anything, I'll use these boons later. So one thing which we learn from this story is whenever you are happy, never give any gifts or benedictions to anyone because you don't know how it will be misused, used. So here, Kashyap Muni was very happy with Diti's service because Diti was serving him very well. He said, okay, I'm happy, you ask me a boon. So then now she said, okay, you give me a son. I want a son, immortal son who can kill cruel Indra, who was the cause of my son's death. So now Kashyap Muni is in a shock. So what to do? He says, if I fulfill my wife's desire, I will fall down to hell because of killing Indra. But I have ignorantly promised her without knowing her cruel intentions, and I cannot give her promise. So then he wanted to find a suitable solution. So what he decides, he then teaches Diti a process of worshipping Lord Vishnu. He said, I'll give you a method called Pumsavana Vrata. You need to perform for 1 year. So 1 year you do this Vrata, and if you follow it strictly, you will get a son who can kill Indra. But if you falter in anything, then your son will become a friend of Indra. So your son will become a friend of Indra. It is not like that, Indra will kill, like in the other story there was, Indra will kill Vritasur. So not that way. Here your friend will become the son of Indra if you do any mistake. So he said, okay, no, I'll follow my Vrat strictly. Tell me the rules and regulations. So Kapil Muni now tells, this is what's the rules and regulations. You should not harm or curse anybody. Never speak lies. Never touch impure things or associate with sinful people. You should worship cows, brahmanas, goddess Lakshmi, and Lord Narayan. Diti says, so she started her work, and then she was following all the rules. And Indra there, he came in disguise and he was serving Diti because he wanted to see Diti make some mistake. So he was serving in a disguise, and he was seeing her, he was helping her bringing flowers, fruits, roots, and everything from the forest and helping her to worship. And he was just seeing that she just was waiting for her to make a mistake. So it's like just a hunter covers himself with a deer skin and becomes like a deer to kill a deer. So he was doing that manners like a disguised hunter. But he was not able to find any mistake. But one day, Diti unfortunately neglected. What did she neglect? She neglected to wash her mouth after eating, hands and feet after eating. So that was a mistake. So not washing your hands, washing your mouth and hands and feet after eating was a mistake, and she went to sleep during the evening time. And with this fault, Indra, what he did, he entered the womb of Diti. And then with his mystic powers, when she was sleeping, he cut. So there was a child already inside, embryo, into 7 pieces with his thunderbolt. So they became 7 children. And these 7 children he further cut into 7. So they became 49 pieces. So there were 49 children inside. And Indra was surprised, what is happening? Then these children pleaded within the embryo only. They pleaded to Lord Indra, dear Indra, we are your brothers, the Maruts. Why are you trying to kill us? Then he heard this appeal. He said, you are supposed to be the cause of my death, but since you are all my brothers who have nothing to fear, I shall not kill you. So then they became friends. So that's where these became friends, because she made a mistake. So then, meanwhile, Diti got up from her sleep, and when she woke up, she saw that 49 suns are standing in front of her, and all as brilliant as fire, and they were in friendship with Indra. And Diti saw Indra and asked, I performed this vrata just to get a son to kill you. I prayed for only one son, but now there are 49. How has this happened? Please tell me the truth. So then Indra tells, I became selfish. I came to find fault in your birth and cut your embryo. And when I cut them into 7 pieces, then 7 children appear. Then again I cut them into 7 further pieces, each of them. Then they became 49 children. But none of them died. Seeing this great wonder, I understood that this is a result of your sincere worship to Lord Lakshmi Narayan. I'm a fool. Kindly excuse me for my sinful act. So he seeks forgiveness from Diti also. That, see, but if you see in these chapters, we are seeing that Lord Indra is doing a lot of mistakes, whatever we have read so much. But these are only specific chapters where Lord Indra has done mistakes. It's not that he does mistakes every day. He's managing the heavenly kingdom pretty well. So Diti was pleased by Indra's truthfulness and humility, and she gave up her anger. So Diti had also transformed. So what Kashyapa Muni smartly did was he made Diti worship Lord Vishnu, and anybody who worships Lord Vishnu, he becomes pure. So here Diti's heart also became pure, and her desire of killing Indra, that also vanished, and now she was very soft to Indra, and her sons became equal to Devtas, and because of that, and Indra also offered her respect, and then with her permission, he took all the 49 sons along with them to heaven. So Kashyap was delighted, everything happened so nicely. So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did to people. So he did this. That so many, they have what we learn from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a transformation. We are not here to criticize, kill anybody, or do any wrong action. We are only to transform people. Our job is only to tell people, chant the name of the Lord. And then it is the relationship between the Lord and that person, what will happen. We are not here to bother about what will. So then Lord will take charge. If that person does sincere chanting, he'll be pure. He'll move in the right direction. So here Kashyap Muni used this thing. Wise people expertly engage common people in the worship of Lord Vishnu to purify their bad intentions. So he killed the bad intention. So our job is to kill the bad intention of a person, and then that person can become pure. We don't need to be aggressive with that person in any way. So here we'll end this chapter off. So I complete the Bhagavatam Tales 2 books, and then 3 we'll start from Wednesday. And there's one more chapter of Bhagavatam Tales 4. Yeah, any questions? Yeah, sorry if you can. What if someone? See, he may not necessarily, but he'll progress further. So there is one story, the real story, which actually Nityanand Charandas Prabhuji tells about some lady called Sarabjit Kaur, or some lady of Punjabi lady. She went to satsang. And she listened satsang for once she had gone to satsang and in her life, and what had happened, afterwards she started going to satsang every day. She used to go to listening to this kathas every day, and people used to wonder, this lady comes every day so religiously. So so somebody asked, why do you come so regularly? She says, once in my life something happened that once I had gone to satsang, and after that I died. So the Yamdoots came and took away. But when I went up, so uh, Chitragupta and this Yamraj told, whom have you brought? You have brought the wrong Sarabjit Kaur. There's a different lady you were supposed to bring. So immediately when she was on a dead, she was just being, her rituals were to be carried. She was at home, her body was kept. He woke up. And then there was another neighbor called Sarabjit Kaur. She was supposed to be taken by the Yamdut, and she died. So then crying happened from this. So this was a real incident which happened. So she had only gone to satsang once, and she was saved from that thing. And when she was actually taken to by the Yamdut, there she was feeling very thirsty. So one of the lady came and helped her and told, "Okay, have some water because you had gone to satsang. So I offer you this water." And then she was saved that way. So one name of, yes, once you hear the holy name of the Lord, you will get some benefit, definitely. I don't know to what extent, so that Lord will decide, to what extent it can be salvation. Like Ajamel, he got a different level of, so depending on our past karmas, and they also say, you chant once, all your, what is it? So if you chant once, all your past karmas are, the effect of that karma is vanished. They are removed from your life. So Lord is so merciful. All your karmas will be completed. And you see many people. So right now also, say, I was so fortunate this week. I went to ISKCON just day before yesterday. So Gopal Krishna Maharaji had come. I met him personally. Then Jai Pataga Maharaji is also in Jew Chopati, staying. Jew ISKCON, he's staying there. So we met. I saw him also. Then today I couldn't meet. Radhanath Swami Maharaji also came. So all the three Maharajas were there together. And so fortunate. And when you see Jai Pataga Maharaj, he's suffering from this uh, paralysis, but still he does a lot of seva. He did a lecture, he did a session of 1 hour almost. And then Gopal Krishna Maharaj did a session in the morning of Bhagavatam Katha class he did. So they are in their old age, but they continue to do seva. But I see Jayapataka Maharaj, he's suffering, but physically he's suffering, but he's suffering. That suffering is actually, maybe God has given that suffering to him to finish all his karmas, complete all his karmas, so that he goes to Gokul, he goes to Vrindavan, in his this thing. He never he's serving so much to the Lord. And sometimes we great devotees also suffer physical, health, but that is because that karma is being finished. He could have had bigger problems, but because he's a great devotee, great servant of the Lord, he's only having this much problem. He could have, because he in his past lives there would have been many things which would have happened in his life. So that chanting actually reduces the punishment what we are supposed to get. If suppose somebody would have got a very huge punishment, it will be reduced to something because because of our chanting. So that's the power of chanting. We should use that. Yeah. So there are many such examples who do that. Okay. I'll